You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we have reached that point I have been talking about for 2 years now, ever since the Leah Thomas transgender biological man thing started an explosion of men running around competitively dominating women. I said we're eventually going to run into a safety issue. We've seen it, volleyball, field hockey, women getting hurt. But I said, what happens when it goes into a sport like boxing? And then we have a real-life Ivan Drago, Apollo Creed moment where a man knocks a woman's head clean off her neck and somebody gets very, very hurt or worse. Well, USA Boxing has just decided they don't care about biological women, and this is nuts. This is absolutely insane. I cannot even believe it. But we are here in this day and time where USA Boxing will allow transgenders over the age of 18 to compete against women. In other words, biological men with wingspan advantages, length advantages, especially length advantages, height advantages, weight advantages. I don't care if they fall into some kind of category. Forget about it. How heavy are they getting before they decide to cut? This is going to turn out so badly. So badly. USA Boxing, the governing body that oversees amateur and Olympic boxing in the United States, has decided to let trans fighters hit female fighters under certain regulatory conditions beginning in 2024. The fact that this is even being entertained is appalling. It's gross. It's sick. It's twisted. Anything else I can think of that may make you nauseated, just insert it right here, folks. The organization's transgender policy stipulates that all fighters under the age of 18 compete according to their birth gender. Okay. However, transgender fighters over the age of 18 will be allowed to compete in the gender category of their choice, as long as they follow certain regulations. Crazy. Quote, they must meet certain criteria, including declaring their new gender identity, competing gender reassignment surgery, and regular hormone testing, the Daily Mail reports. Quote, both male and female transgender athletes must have undergone quarterly hormone testing and provided USA Boxing with documentation of their hormone levels for a minimum of 4 years following surgery. Furthermore, fighters who transition from male to female must demonstrate that their total testosterone level in serum has been below 5, I think that's nanomoles, but I'm not sure, per liter for at least 48 months prior to their first competition. I don't care about any of that. I don't. The fact that this is even being allowed under any conditions is just unimaginable. Without a trace of agony, USA Boxing said on Friday, the purpose of this policy is to provide fairness and safety for all boxers. You're going to have to do a lot of convincing, and you're still never going to convince me that under any circumstances a person that was born a biological male can get into a boxing ring with a female. And I understand there may be outliers out there. Some woman that can knock a man out. I get it. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about regular competition. And somebody is going to get injured. The regulations put in place by USA Boxing will do nothing to ensure the safety of female fighters for reasons that were already clearly established by transgender swimmer Leah Thomas. Thomas, a thoroughly mediocre male swimmer who ranked 462nd nationally in the men's category, set records, and smashed through a field of accomplished Olympic-level female swimmers in the women's category, even though he had been taking testosterone blockers for at least 18 months before the NC2As. Thomas beat Emma Wyant, who won a silver medal in an Olympic individual event. He beat Erica Sullivan, another Olympic silver medalist. Plus, he beat Brooke Ford, a member of the U.S. Olympic silver medal winning team in 2020. Thomas proved what sports scientists such as Ross Tucker have been saying: even an average male athlete on T therapy will dominate against female athletes. Fortunately for Emma, Brooke, and Erica, swimming is not a combat sport, and all they had to do was suffer the humiliation and embarrassment of having the governing body and society that is supposed to be there for their protection betray them by allowing a man to steal their medals. Unfortunately for the females in USA Boxing, their governing body isn't just going to betray them. They're going to take it to the next level by allowing men to beat them and possibly cause irreversible harm in the name of inclusion. So as long as we're woke, it's okay if women get hurt badly. USA Boxing's ruling comes despite a recent spat of incidents where female competitors may have withdrawn from jiu-jitsu tournaments after feeling, quote, sincerely scared about facing male opponents. USA Boxing introduced its transgender policy after the IOC, International Olympic Committee, punted on the issue in 2021 by allowing each sport governing body to determine its own policies. And they decided, we don't want the wokes coming down on us. We don't want the mainstream media coming down on us. We don't want leftist politicians coming down on us. We'll hand it off to the governing bodies instead of just making a across-the-board ruling. Some sports have said, no, we're not going to allow that based on governing body. And then other sports, like USA Boxing, I can't even believe. I honestly thought boxing would take a step back because I know some of the people that's involved with some of the professional boxing associations and federations have come out and said, no, we're not going to have that. We're not going to allow that. We know Dana White said MMA for UFC. No, it's not going to happen. Fallon Fox is not going to be in the UFC. You know, Elena McLaughlin's not going to be in the UFC. But USA Boxing, guys, you're going to look up. You're going to turn on the Olympics. Look up, and some guy that was formerly known as George is going to be on the screen boxing as Georgia. That's going to be a thing. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to go badly. It's going to end badly. And it's going to be sad when it happens. If I was every female competing in USA Boxing, I would be done. They can't have, look, you want to change this? You want to embarrass the USA Boxing Association, the governing body? All the women should just quit. And then you can have the 7 or 8 that are biological men out there all fighting each other as female competitors. I mean, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take walking off at the Olympics or at the national championships or something very publicly. It can't be these regional events, these local and regional events. It's got to be something that's getting major attention. You're watching what's going on NBC coverage, and everybody walks out. Well, what happened? They're not competing against biological men. There you go. Now you've made a statement. We're not going to put up with this shit. Wow. Here we are, boxing. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. This is just gross, but here we are. Peace. We're out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.